Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm with the E360 VR camcorder. I'm also with a Rode Video Micro, a E4K Plus camera, and we're going to stitch, film, render, edit everything together so you can have a nice, crisp, clear shot. I'm using a Symmetry S3 pole. It does not have the additional attachment for the waterproof. Take a quick look around, guys. To my left will be some Eckarts, and to my right you just saw one landed, and they are feasting. I am now moving over. Maybe we can walk forward that way and capture the moment at hand. It's a beautiful shot, if you ask me, because the sun is not fully out and it won't interfere with the camera. Let's go run. And we'll keep up with them. There you go. I do want to get off the grass. There you go. He's flying and hopping. Now, I do want to say this. You just got a perfect example of how this camera acts when you're running, walking, and standing still. This is going to be more than one part of a video. It's going to be in segments, chapters, and they go in 4-minute increments. And I'll do my best to edit the video and put in part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be very difficult when I just did a talk earlier on about things. I want to see battery life. How long 4K at 30 frames per second will last me. I know the camera will run 60 full minutes. Not sure if it's going to get up to 60 minutes, especially when you're doing 5.7K. It's got short battery life. I've tried out night mode. I tried the time lapse. I'm not happy with it for the reasons of I still need to learn it. When I did a simple time lapse video, I was taking half steps backwards. I had a half a second interval. And as I headed back into the townhouse hallway, I kind of disappeared into darkness. I thought maybe the camera would pick me up being nice and clear, metering me correctly. It did not. It was a nice effect, if you ask me. Did a great job. Nighttime was inside a room. I thought maybe it would brighten up the area. I'm not sure. I also used Stage. I'm not sure what Stage is, because nowhere in the books does it say. But when I started to use Stage, all these little bugs you see flying around, photo settings came on. It gave me a timer. Allowed me 2, 5, 10 seconds. But it wouldn't give me a timer when I wanted video mode. Video mode, you would want a timer. And so this way your hands don't get hitting the camera. So you don't have to do a lot of editing. I've used Selfie. I'm not sure what Selfie is. I thought maybe Selfie would take the stick away. It overexposed my shots. it made my room look so bright. So maybe selfie brighten up the area right then and there. When I did use photo in the 2-second, I did move. And I didn't come out crisp and clear. It came out blurred. So, one thing I could say right now, I went through all the features and functions and settings of the camera, and there is no wind, noise, or stereo reduction. Or is there anything to do with high, medium, or low? So I could raise and lower the dB of sound. There won't be any external microphone because it's not the E4K Plus. There is no brightness level for the screen. So if I look on top of the camera, I don't see it recording. Let me look. I'll stop. I'm looking above. Yeah, I can see the bullet. Because it's not real bright yet outside, I'm able to see the screen. But when it becomes daylight, it becomes very hard to see. The blue, soft, flashing lights, the LEDs. I don't recall seeing a setting that I could turn on and off, a front, the back, or both, or even change the color. There are red for charging. It will look orange when I use a different camera, and there is blue for record. There is a startup and shutdown tone, and there is the beep for recording. I'm most sure there is a specific type of beep for the photo, a rapid. It would be nice if we had some control, or we could have the engineers in Yi to write firmware and correct some of the things. Right now, firmware will start to add all these additional features and functions as we go along. Speaking at the group, Chow says there's going to be electronic image stabilization to the camera. So if I load up my videos, Facebook will automatically stabilize my video. So if I'm a little shaky, I do apologize. So we're going to see a lot of adds to the camera, a lot of bugs and fixes, a lot of corrections. And I don't want to be that guinea pig today, waiting like we did with the Yi, the 4 and the Plus, to have the color corrected. How long did it take it, guys, gals, kids of all ages, for that color correction to happen? It took them way too long. One main thing is I changed the bit rate to 80. My machine cannot go any further than 50 on a 4K video. Not my machine, my software, the program editors I use. Are there editors out there that can do higher bit rate? Why would you want to film at a higher bit rate if your editor cannot match your video file that you're shooting with the camera? So 135 bit rate, and your machine can only do 50. The software program, Cyberlink Power Director 15 Ultimate, only could go up to about 50 kilobits, no higher. It may say 100x quality, it's not 100 kilobits. It's the highest quality the machine, the software, will allow. YouTube doesn't do 135 kilobits. It does SWF and FLV files. It will convert to something that they feel will get the best quality rendering and video up there. If you take a look towards my left, there's water puddles. It did rain yesterday, and it did clear up to be a nice day. I'm pretty happy. I can't see any battery life on the front or the light changing as indication. I haven't had a crash since I updated and got the camera to work after a day later of constantly trying to reset it, turn it on, and get it to get off the locked position. So as it's stable at the moment, plug right on the camera in front, I am able to get my video. I'm not going to start to stop the video and change it while I got my footage, what I want. I just want to stop. Nobody's around me. I'm doing pretty good. And I'm not yelling, talking in a nice, natural voice. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to use a Rode Video Micro, edit in the sound to a 360 file or files. You can hear the traffic noise in the distance. It's bumper to bumper in one direction while the traffic's moving the other. There's a constant noise, and I like to hear nature and not just this noise all the time. I want better sound and to be heard. I want crisp and clear sound besides video. You can't have both. It's not that hard to ask, believe it or not. So the question is 360 for you? Do you feel that you're ready for 360 video? It's getting to the very beginning, like Windows Movie Maker. It's very basic. There's a lot of things you still cannot do in 360. It's very hard, it's tedious work, and it takes a lot of time to put things in, to grab your audience to look at picture-in-picture. You could put titles in, and if they're not looking, then they're going to miss the titles. So there could be a lot of action. And talking about action in video, 360 captures everything around you. So let's say you're at an air show, RC stuff, RC air show, and that plane is circling around you. And the person could be watching the video. You can control your video, how the person wants to see it, how you want them to see it, see your action. And it's called keyframing. If you could learn keyframing, and it's a little diamond, it's frame by frame by frame, and you start to follow that object and you keyframe it, you could force the person to watch that action shot. Now, you can take your 360 video, make it a 2D video. And that's what another company did, and they called it over capture. They found a way for the smartphone. When you're watching through the smartphone, your video. This is not a 5.2K. These bugs, man. Not 5.2K. It's a 1080p phone. It's an iPhone 6. It doesn't do 4K. It will do JPEG in 4K, but not video in 4K to 6. So it may not work with the newest camera like the Yi. It may be unsupported. So all I gotta do is just hit this video recording thing, and it's gonna bracket whatever I'm doing. And it's going to simply, wherever I see, you're going to see that video being made. And that's what overcapture's about. That's what keyframing's about. You can go get an editor like Verb Editor, and you could do it. It'll automatically do it for you. You got to manually do it, most of it. And the same thing with Insta360 and Power Director. You could keyframe your shots. So as you're learning editing, it's going to take a lot of your time. If you mastered your videos in basic 2D, then maybe this is that next step for you. I feel I don't need to have 360 24/7. Even though my fellow followers, my members, will tell me, oh yeah, it's great to see everything around you. It gives an extra perspective in everything. Well, I don't want to be showing 360 24/7, 365. I do want to share everything with you, but it's not all about 360 all the time. Now, I could do a lot of stare and a lot of compare. Now, this is wet, and I want to hop on it and see what it does. I'm going to spin around and fall off. So you got to have really two hands on that. I am happy I could get out there, share the fun with my Gear 360, like Calico Ghost Town in Calico, California, North America, and